My husband and I are planning to retire in Mexico in the next few months, and as part of our retirement plan, we would like to travel to different cities in Mexico. Right now, in pre-retirement, we are exploring for short periods of time different cities. This weekend, we went to Mexico City, and we will show you everything we did in 24 hours. Our journey started in the city of Chicago, and we took a flight from Chicago O'Hare to Mexico City via Aeromexico. And this is winter in Chicago right now, so we were very excited to be away from the cold winter and start enjoying some of the wonderful weather in Mexico. There are two airports in Mexico City. The AIFA, which is the new one. I have never been to that one, but it's supposed to be beautiful, but it's really far away from the city, around 31 miles. So we decided to go to the old one, Benito Juarez, which is not the newest airport, but it's really close to the city and pretty easy to get a taxi from the airport to the hotel that you have decided to go to or the Airbnb where you are going to stay. In Mexico City, we decided to stay at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, which is really close to Paseo de la Reforma Avenue, which is one of the most beautiful and iconic avenues and streets in the city of Mexico. This hotel is really close to the Polanco district, which is filled with lively shopping, art galleries, and it is one of the most exclusive areas to stay in the city of Mexico. And of course, as soon as we unpacked and we left our things in our room in the hotel, we were hungry. So we were in Mexico City, and what is the best place to eat? Well, we started looking for tacos. In Polanco, we found this great restaurant called La Casa del Pastor. They have different types of Mexican tacos with tortillas freshly made by hand and delicious sauces made with wonderful and fresh ingredients. Let me show you what we ate, and I can tell you that I have eaten so many different types of tacos in Mexico, and I can say for sure that this is my favorite place for a real, authentic, and original Mexican taco. This is a real thing, real thing. There's no like the hard shell like in the United States. These are like the soft, freshly made tortillas. There's no cheese or lettuce on top, just onion, cilantro, the way Mexican tacos are meant to be. Dinner for two, which was 11 tacos plus 3 drinks, was 705 pesos, which equals $35. Our rating for La Casa del Pastor, 10 out of 10. And why did we decide to visit Mexico City? Well, Mexico City is a vibrant mix of history, culture, and food, where you will be able to find stunning architecture from ancient Aztec ruins to colonial-era buildings and modern skyscrapers. The food scene is world-class, with everything from street tacos to Michelin-starred restaurants. Museums like the Frida Kahlo House and the National Museum of Anthropology showcase the city's rich heritage. Plus, neighborhoods like the Roma, Condesa, Polanco offer trendy cafes, parks, and nightlife. All of this comes with a lively atmosphere and warm hospitality. It's a must visit for any traveler, and it is not what you have heard about Mexico in the United States. In the morning, we decided to explore, and since we were staying in the Polanco neighborhood, we went for a walk. During our walk, we found a beautiful bookstore, El Péndulo, which is a bookstore and cafe that combines literature, art, and greenery in a cozy, inviting space. I have been in many bookstores in my life, and I can tell you that this is one of the most beautiful bookstores that I have ever seen. This is located in one of Mexico City's upscale neighborhood, and it is part of the Cafebrería El Péndulo chain, which is known for its lush indoor plants, high bookshelves, and relaxed atmosphere. If you like to read, this is going to be paradise to you. You can eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, or just have a cup of coffee while you enjoy one of your favorite books. This Polanco branch offers a great selection of books, listen to this, not only in Spanish, but also in English. They have a pretty good selection of books in English, covering everything from fiction to philosophy. And like I said before, it has a cafe serving coffee, breakfast, cocktails, and it's a perfect place to read, work, or socialize. There are many cultural events that they have every month, live music every week, book readings, and it is a bohemian kind of charm, like a vibe, and it is the perfect place for anybody who enjoys reading and wants to escape the city's hassle and come to this relaxation paradise. We had breakfast and we paid 747 Mexican pesos for breakfast for two. We had an omelette, scrambled eggs, and coffee. The food was pretty good, and like I said, it was 747 pesos, which is the equivalent of around $37. Great experience, and I would say 10 out of 10 for the bookstore experience. Food-wise, 8 out of 10. As we had limited time in Mexico City, we decided to go and take the Turibus, which is the equivalent of the hop-on, hop-off. They offer 4 different routes, and we selected the Centro Histórico because we wanted to see the downtown and the surrounding neighborhoods near the Polanco area. The whole tour took approximately 2 hours. But if you have extra time, you can hop on, hop off, and pretty much try all the 3 different routes or whatever you are able to do during the day. We paid 290 Mexican pesos per person, which is the equivalent of $14. It was really nice to see all the different neighborhoods like La Condesa, and then the parts of downtown that we were able to see. However, we found that it was missing some information. It was a recorded explanation, but there were gaps on the way where they wouldn't provide any explanation about the different buildings or areas that we were seeing. And the other piece, thinking that it's a touristic attraction, we found that all the explanation and all the information was 100% in Spanish. We didn't find anything in English, and we give the whole tour, the experience, 7 out of 10. For our last meal in Mexico City, we found this cute restaurant called Bistro 44 in Polanco. It was a French restaurant, and the food was delicious. We had salad, pork chops, and everything was great. The only reason I am not going to give it a 10 is just because of dessert. The creme brulee that we ordered didn't look like a creme brulee. It was kind of like very soft, watery. It was not really what we were kind of like expecting. So just because of that, we are going to give it a rating of 7 out of 10. The check for dinner was 1,700 pesos, which is the equivalent of $85. And that covers everything we were able to do in 24 hours in Mexico City. We really hope that you enjoy this video. And what we are doing is that we are trying to show you everything that we are exploring in Mexico in our pre-retirement phase. We are in our 50s and 60s, and we just want to show you everything that can be done pretty much as we get ready to our next phase in life. Thank you.